Have you or your child ever struggled with anxiety? When I was in 8th grade, I went to a brand new school. It was not only brand new for me, but it was a brand new experimental school, and it was all individualized study. So there were no regular classes, teachers were in different corners, and we could schedule a time to meet with them. Well, this change was overwhelming for me. We didn't have regular classes, so there'd be teachers sitting in the corner. You could make appointments for them. Sometimes appointments were really long and you couldn't get to meet with them. And teaching algebra, later trying to teach myself trigonometry, much less writing and other things, just was stressful for me. And it created so much anxiety. I didn't want to get behind and so many things. So I think about that time a lot and how I worked to overcome it and how supportive my parents were during that. And I just know a lot of people, and we keep hearing more and more about it, how kids of all ages are suffering from anxiety. And I know as adults, we still do as well. And recently, a close friend of mine sent me this text about someone she saw, and I don't know her last name, not my friends, the person who did the video on Instagram, Dr. Becky something, and she did this wonderful, wonderful video about understanding anxiety. So I've got a little whiteboard here, and it says anxiety equals uncertainty plus underestimating our ability to cope. So I thought that was brilliant. So what she talks about is, as human beings, our brains automatically want to go to the uncertainty part of anxiety. I don't know about you, but I've done this where I want to ask questions. I want to understand all the possibilities. I'll go to the internet. I'll read. I'll do all these things to research, again, trying to make a difficult situation easier, because I think if I know more, that the challenges of uncertainty will diminish. However, what she talks about is what we need to do is work more on the part of the equation about underestimating our ability to cope. That if we can train our brains or intentionally think about, we can do hard things. We've done hard things before. We're going to manage. We're going to get through this. We can get support. And again, if we focus on that part, it actually reduces the anxiety. When we focus on the equation of uncertainty, the anxiety will spike, and then it gets worse for us. So when we have children, even in ourselves, suffering, do you have an instance in your family where, it might be about an assignment, not being sure, or joining, she gives an example of a soccer team, and we always have, our children and us have all these questions. I wonder if it's going to be like this. Wonder if it's going to be like this. And we just don't know. And that's what we need to tell our children. We really just don't know what exactly it's going to be like yet. We will figure it out. I'm here to support you. And you've done hard things and you can do hard things again. I recently I went for a COVID test, even though I was vaccinated before a holiday, and we were coming together. And I read in the instructions that I was going to be giving the COVID test to myself. And after having another COVID test previously, I wasn't sick, but just to safeguard, I thought I didn't know if I would be able to get that swab up in my nostril the way you're supposed to. Relatives said, don't worry, you can do it. I did, it'll be fine. And then interestingly, when I went through the drive-thru, she said, just do it as far as you're comfortable. And that alleviated some of my anxiety. But the uncertainty, that's what I kept focusing on. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. Oh, and I wish I would have then known to focus on, I'll get through it. It'll be okay. So it's just kind of an interesting thing to think about, even those things that aren't so big, that if we can help train ourselves to think, we can get through this. So be sure to think this through. Any incidences where you have this with your children, help them to focus on the knowledge that they've done hard things and can get through this too. And just know that, it's hard when we are not clear about how something's going to be, but we'll get through it. So I'd love to hear from you if you have any circumstances that you've dealt with of anxiety and how you've managed to cope or might want to try this equation. So, until next time, take care. And again, I'd love to hear from you.